Hello, my loves. Today I want to talk to you about something that's really personal to me, and that is cold readers. So what, you might be wondering, is in fact a cold reader? Well, sadly, a cold reader is a fake psychic. These are people who are really gifted in psychology, and they're able to manipulate you through basically asking you details about your life without you knowing that that's what they're doing. And they harvest these details, and then they give you probabilities based on the information that they've collected from you. So basically, a cold reader would be somebody who asks you maybe a lot of questions. You know, how are you feeling? What can I help you with? What are the details? Let me have a picture about the person. Let me, yeah, I need a picture. What do they do for a living? What's their sign? All of that. All of that can lead to cold reading. Does that mean that every single psychic who asks you what your sign is a cold reader? No, that doesn't. That does not. But I had an experience myself where my grandpa, who is no longer with us, love you, Grandpa Dixon. He took me to a psychic one time with my friend. So he paid for us each to have a psychic reading. The very first thing the woman asks was, "What's your sign?" The thing about me is I'm a Pisces. I'm born March 14th, 1988. I'm as Pisces as a Pisces becomes a Pisces and stays a Pisces. Even if you were to move all of the planets around and give everybody new astrological signs and whatnot, I'm still a Pisces. So the fact that she asked me what my sign is, I just freaking put my head down, because I didn't even know about signs or anything like that until I was way later in life. But when I read about what a Pisces was, it was like somebody had had a documentation about my entire life. That's how much of a Pisces I am. So for me, it was very, very disappointing that she asked me what my sign was, because then she proceeded to tell me all the generic crap that you can tell somebody about a Pisces. Oh, you're very mystical. Oh, you're very artsy. Oh, you have trouble connecting with others and you connect more with nature and blah, 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 blah. Okay? Literally, blah, 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 blah is what she was doing to me. She was jerking me off. She was not giving me any real information. Nothing she said came to fruition. It was just, I mean, and I tried. I was looking for things. I was like, oh, it was my psychic encounter. But literally every single thing, the whole reading, everything was just, it was just bull. It was sadly bull. And my grandpa paid, I think, $100 each. $100 for me, $100 for my friend, and he got a more extensive reading, which maybe she really taught him something, but I really don't believe it. I don't think so. Because my grandpa ended up getting sick and, you know, all kinds of things. And had he seen the future at all, he would have put more stuff together than that. So I think she was just BS, as much as BS can be BS. So, okay, we want to avoid cold readers because basically they're just telling us general information. They're taking our money, they're playing on our emotions, and they're telling us general information. Maybe it comes true, maybe it doesn't, but most of the time it's just general information. They aren't really telling you how to fix anything, and they're asking so much about your life to begin with that, I mean, even if they weren't a psychologist, not a psychic, not a therapist, not anybody, you know, sometimes our problems are so big to us, but they're so clear to somebody else that the outside person can give us pretty good information just based on what they told us, you know, what they heard about our own problem. So it's really, really easy for them to take advantage of people, especially if they're people who really desperately are looking for that change and they don't know any better. So, how can you find a real psychic? All right, well, just for example, I never ask any questions. I never ever do, and I never have, and I've never needed to. I just don't. I mean, I like incense and I like candles and I like cool music, but do I need to light some incense and light some candles and, you know, for like a half hour before I do your reading? No. I could do your reading on a crowded bus. I could do your reading with music playing. I could do your reading at a drop of a hat. I don't need a picture. I don't need a name. I don't need a gender. I don't need a situation. I don't need to know what your sign is. I don't need to know anything. And if you guys want proof of this, if you've ever heard of Periscope, go back and look at my Periscope, back when I used to charge like $10 for readings. Periscope is an app, and basically it's like a one-way mirror. You guys can see me, but there's no me seeing you. But what I got was there's these little eggs, and everybody has the same emblem. It's a little egg shape. It's just a different color, and there's only like 4 or 5 colors, so it's very generic. And then they have a username, and it's always like, you know, Taco Hut 67 at whatever, you know. It's nothing personal. So I would get on there and I would ask, anybody need a reading, blah blah blah. I'll give a 3-card sample is what I used to do. people would pop up, me, and I'd start telling them blah, blah, blah about you, blah, blah, blah about you, blah, blah, blah about you, and they're like, oh my god, how did you know? That's so accurate, blah, 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 and then they would buy a new reading. And that's actually how I got started, was just by throwing it out there and giving free samples all day, and then the person who wanted a full 7 cards, that's how I got started, and they got it for like $10. So that was a minute ago, that was last year. So anyways, every now and then I would get a hater pop up. Psychics are fake. And I'd look at it and I'd read the message. I'd be like, excuse me, whoever that was, could you pop back up, please, Mr. Hater? And they'd be like, me? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm about to do a reading for you. And I'd just shuffle real quick and I'd start telling them about them. One of 2 things would always happen. They'd either leave immediately after the 3rd card, never saying anything again, literally just like exit the building, not talk more shit, not nothing. They would just be gone, ghosted, because I scared them. Or the second thing that would happen is they would freak out for the next 10 to 15 minutes while I was on there doing everyone else. And ever so often, amongst all the other comments, I would get a comment, I'm still freaking out. How did you do that? I was watching you the whole time. You didn't look anything up. How could you know any of that about me? Da 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 da. Because I freaked out the person who didn't believe. And I used to get a really big kick out of that because I like scaring people. I kind of always have. That's why I work at a haunted house for October. I let that part of October be my outlet for that little devious side of my fairiness. But yeah, so if you guys want examples of that, I think I was a wellness fairy Shaenna, and I think I spell fairy F-A-E-R-I-E because regular spelled fairy was gone. So if you look up wellness fairy Shaenna, there's gonna be old Periscope videos, and you can watch that, and you'll see you'll see me talking, and then you'll see the people's comments pop up. So feel free and have fun with that. Are there other people besides me who are legit? Heck, yes, there are. Yes, there are. I know for a fact there are. One of the people that, like, I don't know if she does tarot, but I know that she is the best mystic that I've ever seen on YouTube is Mystic Jasmine. That's Jasmine Atkins at Mystic at the Crossroads. Or One Ritual Away, I think, is all of her ways to get a hold of her. I know she's legit. I know she is. Everything she does is epic. And you can see, you just see it. You see it through the video. You can feel it when you're watching the video. You know she's legit. There's just that thing there. And you can tell she's not going to be asking you a lot of questions. I mean, not unnecessary questions. She does magic, so she probably has to know more information. But anyways, as far as other tarot card readers, I have had my cards read by a couple people. Sandra Lenner, I don't know if she's still on here, but she didn't ask me any questions, and she got to the heart of the point. And she is a YouTube mystic, or yeah, she's for sure a mystic, but a tarot reader as well. And she did not ask me any questions about my life. She didn't know me from Adam. She didn't ask me any questions, and she told me everything legit. She was actually the person that suggested I become a reader on here on YouTube, and she's the one who suggested I look into twin flames and everything. And that was right around the time where I met my twin flame. So I had no idea. I just thought I was in love with this guy, and then all of the rest of it fell in place as life will have you do. So that was pretty exciting. So there are people out there. So if you're thinking to yourself, well, I really want a reading from someone, but I don't know how to see, are these people going to be legit or not? Ask them if they'd be willing to do a sample. Ask them, could you be able to doing a 1-card sample? Would you be willing to do a 3-card sample, or whatever their sample is? If they say no because they're too busy or they have too much time or whatever, okay, fine. Maybe that's not the person for you anyways because they don't have time for you. They don't feel compelled to help your energy or anything like that. If you're like me and you feel like, oh, well, I'm beyond the point of samples, then maybe, you know, and they're thinking, you know, I don't want to give a free sample to this person. Again, maybe they're not for you. I have given samples still from people from time to time if they truly feel they need it. But if somebody gives you a sample, don't continue to ask them questions after that sample, because that's rude and you're clearly taking advantage of them. And whether that mystic or person chooses to take retaliation or not, that doesn't matter, because the universe will clear it up for them. So make sure that if you're asking for a free anything and they comply with that, if you're asking any other questions, even to clear it up afterwards, you better be prepared to give them some money or something of some sort to even out that exchange of energies, because you don't want to be asking for more after you've already been given. It's just important, and it's not rude that way. When you first start talking to somebody and they're a mystic, a psychic, a card reader, whatever, and you want to ask some questions, you know, will you be needing anything from me? If they say, oh yeah, I want to know their birthday and I want to know blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, unless they're an astrology reader person and that's what you're going there for, They really don't need that information unless they really do. Which, I mean, there's different levels of mystics, there's different levels of psychics. I don't think everybody's like me. I don't think everybody can just go off of nothing. Some people really do need a picture, and that's all they need. Some people really need a name, and that's all they need. Some people need a birthday, and that's all they need. But for the most part, what I feel is if they start asking you all this stuff, they're kind of cold reading you. Yeah. Fun fact, before I went out on my own on this little venture on here on YouTube and on Periscope and on Facebook and all that with doing my readings and my help with other people, I was directed to go work for a different psychic company. A friend of mine said, you know, I saw this one online, maybe you should try it. So I applied. I thought, okay, cool. You know, this is how I get in. Did they ask me any questions about myself? No, they did not. Did they ask me to do a sample reading for them? No, they did not. Did they ask me what my birthday was, or if I was really psychic, or to explain what my powers were? No, they did not. They wanted to know how long I could keep somebody on the phone. That's all they wanted to know. So I did that for a month, and what they had you do was you logged in, and you gave them your phone number, and you said, I'm logged in. Then you just wait. You wait around, and you wait around, and you wait around. For the off chance somebody needs a psychic hotline, and for the off chance that they pick your person. So I think I only did like 3 or 4 people in the entire month, and most of the time I'm sitting there on the phone. I'm just like waiting, you know what I mean? I'm just waiting. And so the couple people who I did get, they were really hurried and rushed and just wanted me to spit it all out because they're paying by the minute. Okay, so that didn't feel good to me because I don't want people feeling rushed. I want to be able to say what I need to say, and I want you to be able to hear it. Another thing, they were giving me 18 cents per minute. So I was making 18 cents after sitting at home for 8 hours and having one phone call that took me 5 minutes. That was not making it for me. After all of that, I said, this is BS. I don't want to work for people who aren't even legit, because whoever gets me, they're lucky freaking ducky, because I'm actually going to try to help them. But I wasn't able to give them fully what I needed to because they're looking at the minutes. They're not listening to what I had to say. So personally, if you're going to say, all right, I need somebody to talk to, I would do a little bit of research, ask some questions. It's free to ask questions, you know? I mean, as far as like, hey, what do you charge? You know, what information would you need from me? If they say none, try them out. That sounds good. If they say, I just need a picture, fine. That's great. If they say, I just need their name, whatever, fine. That's great. If they have a laundry list of stuff that they need from you to do a reading on you, probably you're a sign that that's not the good one. So anyways, I hope that was clear and concise. I hope that helped. I want you guys to get your help. You can get your help. There's lots of people out there, not just me, who are real readers, who are real psychics, and they can really, really help you. But you have to let them, and you have to let them by giving them the shot, not going to the corporate agencies that are literally there to dick you around, who have people trained in psychology that can just egg you on for a million years and not give you any information. When I try to give you information, I not only tell you what's going on in your life, but I also tell you what steps can we do to fix this, and what direction do we need to take to make sure that this doesn't happen again, or to make sure that this gets better, or to progress whatever the situation is. So if they're giving you good information like that, then stay with them, you know? And if it's somebody you've been talking to and nothing's really changed in your life, and they just keep calling you up because you should have another session, but all they're really playing is Dr. Phil and just sitting there and listening to you. Hey, you know, some people just need someone to vent to. If that's all you need and you get a lot out of it, then that's good and that's great. But if you're somebody who needs something more, then allow yourself to have that more. Give yourself what you need and allow yourself to find the right person. Take your time, find the right person, get to know a little bit about them, and if they're the right person for you, you're going to know it and you're going to see results in your life. And that's the whole reason to get a reading in the first place. We want to see results. So I hope that helped. I love you all so much. I'll talk to you later. Please be sure to like, thumbs up, subscribe, send it to someone. If you know somebody who needs this, let them know. And thank you all so much. Bye.